Okay, I'm here with Ivan, and we're at 6881. Say hello, Ivan. All right, buddy, good to see you. We're at 6881. This is one of the properties that is currently in foreclosure. I made an offer on it to the bank to buy the first mortgage note on it for $20,000. They've since countered, and we'll talk to you about a little bit more about that later. But let's take a look inside and see what we're looking for. First thing we have to notice is the fact that the thing is vacant. The property is vacant, and that's the only reason we're even going to attempt going in the backyard, because it is vacant. We got to get that gate fixed. What do you say? Let's leave it open like that. All right, so we're going to the backyard. I'm very confident about being back here because I've been back here once already before. Other than that, I would be a lot more cautious, first, coming right into the backyard. Now, things look a little different in light of the fact that all the blinds are drawn, and there weren't blinds here last time I was here. There's an electric meter in there, and there was an electric meter last time. So let's go ahead and check to see if the meter's running. Because if the meter's running, there's a chance that somebody's in the house. Okay, the meter's dead. You can't see it spinning. See, this little thing right here would be spinning. So that's going to tell me that it's still vacant. I'm also going to do a little pull up here and check right here. Here, Ivan, hold this thing for a second. Let me just jump up. Now, we're not going to be concerned about the stuff on the outside yet. We'll look at all that in a minute. But let's go ahead and try to get inside. There we go. Hi, honey, I'm home. Okay, so this is the inside of this house. You can leave it open, Ivan, okay? And this is the stuff on the ground was because this house was set up to be a marijuana grow house. And we'll take a look and see the inside a little bit more, and I'll show you what I mean about that. But this is generally the condition of a house of this nature. It's not destroyed, but it's just a big fat mess. Okay, now this house here is kind of destroyed in light of the fact that this is the kitchen, which is beautiful. I'm being very facetious, obviously. My guess is I could probably get this rehab done myself for under 10 grand, but it's going to be Home Depot kitchen cabinets, things of that nature. Okay, come on, I want to walk you back to where the grow room was. See, now if you go in here, this is it. This is all 3 bedrooms, and I'm going to stop here in a second to try to give you an idea. But this is all 3 bedrooms. Bedroom number 1 is over there. The wall's been removed. Bedroom number 2 is where I'm standing, and bedroom number 3 is right over there, and you can see where the wall has been removed. And if you get a real close look at the door and the door jamb, it's all been sealed, maybe hermetically sealed with Johnny Carson's mayonnaise jar, but nonetheless, it's been sealed and the doors don't open. So my guess is in order to get this thing to be a door again, you're going to have to do some serious carpentry work. Also, with my work with regard to grow houses, believe it or not, I did have another house that was a grow house. There's always a problem of black mold inside the walls because they try to keep the room so moist. And you can't feel it now, but there is some humidity in this room, even though we're in South Florida. But let's see, there's a little bit of what I'm talking about. It's that black mold right there that's gonna prevent anybody from coming in and doing a very inexpensive rehab. But it's black mold like that that's going to allow me to suggest that it does exist, and I'm going to be able to lower my offer based on the fact that the condition is so poor. But you can see here's where they remove the walls, and this is the bedroom. This bedroom is about 10 by 10 on a good day. They've got all the vents sealed up. They've got all the electric sockets sealed up with tape. So they were growing their pot in here. And you can see you might not be able to see it, but there's 5 or 10 hooks in each of the ceilings, which is where all the pipes were. Of course, there's unnecessary holes in the ceiling multiple times. So that's the inside of this house. Ivan, you have any questions, man? You see how I'm trying to point out all the things that are just terrible? Yeah, now see, on the outside it didn't look that bad, but the rehab when you get inside is going to be expensive. Oh, there's one of the neighbors driving by going, "Oh, look, there's someone in our house." That's not okay, so this is the good part. Let's go ahead. This is where the air conditioner used to be. Not here anymore, so that's going to be another big job, trying to repipe all that. This is our plumbing. The toilet's been removed, so there's no telling what went down that pipe. The tub needs to be replaced. So this is a full rehab. If you've ever seen a full rehab, this is what it looks like if you've never seen one. And if you have seen one, then you recognize that that's what this is going to be, is a full rehab. Full rehab means it's going to be kitchen, closets, air conditioning, you name it, it needs to be worked on. So come on, Ivan, there's more in the front. See, one of the worst things about this house, actually, is it has no curb appeal. If you notice, it was ugly from the front. And there's no making, you can't fix that. That's the problem, you can't fix that. Oh, it looks like somebody's opened the front door for us. What do we have? See, so here's the front door. And now there's the living room there. And this part of the house was the carport. That's why it's slanted. And last time I came, I couldn't get into this room, and I still can't. So there's the inside here. My suggestion is, because they had another front door there, they added this front door so they could rent this part of the house out. So my guess is there's an illegal addition in here because there's probably a kitchen that you're not allowed to have two kitchens in a single family residence. So that's my guess, is they're going to have some code problems with that as well. So now, Ivan, if you notice, I'm trying to point out all the things that are sticky with the bank. The stuff about the black mold, the code problems, the illegal addition, that kind of stuff, because it's all gonna stand up when I'm going to argue, look, you need to sell me this loan for a lot less than you think it's worth. This is just a laundry room. Of course, there's no facilities, no washer, dryer, nothing, but they do have the hookups. And this is just a look closet, okay? But up here's a problem. You can see that where the roof is dipping down. My suggestion is there's probably rodents and things of that nature that are living inside, which has caused that little roof to dip down. Ivy, you have any questions while we're here, man, so we can talk about it?
Well, I'm kind of in shock. So all the questions kind of go in there.
But if you come up with something, let me know, because even though I am recording this, I want to have your insight and I want to have what you're thinking also. But now you can see why, and I'm going to tell you, you don't know what the value is, but I'm going to tell you the value of this house when it's fixed up is probably $115,000, $125,000. But I'll be able to sell the note at the sale, at a foreclosure sale. I'll be able to sell my final judgment for about $55,000 to $60,000. So I got to buy it something less than that, which is why I'm offering $20,000. And like I said in the beginning of this tape, the bank has countered me. They countered me at $65,000. Now what that tells me is the bank is getting very good advice as to the value of the property, because if you remember, that's what I suggested I could sell the property for at the sale. So they're not going to sell it to me for $20,000 or $25,000 if they think they can get $65,000 at the sale, and they're right on with the $65,000, because that's exactly what I would have tried to get out of this house. $65,000. I do not want to take possession. I do not want to do this rehab. I want someone else to do it, and I'm going to counter them at $25,000 when I get back to the office, and we'll see if they take it. If they don't, they don't, and I find another one. But this is just a typical house that's vacant, and although it does have a little more rehab than usual because it doesn't have a kitchen. Anything else, Ivan?
Would you actually send them the video as well? You thought about that?
That's a good point. You know, I never thought about that.
It's way more compelling.
You got it, yeah.
You see one picture of shit, another picture of shit. You know, when you go from shit to shit to shit to shit to shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no good spots. It's not like I'm turning off the camera to avoid the good pictures. You're right, you got a point there. I never thought about that. And if I find someone there, or I guess I can ask around, that has the technology, I can just send them a disc. They're inexpensive enough, right?
Yeah, but you have a hyperlink on it?
Yeah.
You can attach the video to
Oh yeah. Okay, there you go. That's a good idea.
Hyperlink, there's a video right there.
Oh, that's beautiful. What a great idea. Okay, you guys heard that first from Ivan. I think that's a great idea. Post the video to a hyperlink on the internet, and then let the bank go visit it. Of course, you probably wouldn't have the same commentary that I'm having on it, because I'm speaking because I want you guys to learn, not because I'm trying to put together an offer and coax the bank into selling to me. But this is the problem here. This is, I don't even know, that's the air conditioning line. This is where the outside used to be. This is the AC. So both the outside unit and the inside unit are gone. There's the back door entry to that other illegal addition. Of course, the yard I'm not even going to mention. There's a gas hookup that's all broke up. So anyways, this house was not going to get much better, and it hasn't gotten much better since the last time I was here. But Ivan, I love your idea about the video, man, sending it to the banks. Because you're right, it doesn't get much worse. And I'm not going to suggest any of this is settling, at least to you. But in light of the fact that there's mold on the bottom of this structure, and not up on the top. That tells me that there's some kind of water seepage going up. And oh, you have some cracks over there? Okay, yeah, there are some cracks. So I'm gonna go ahead and suggest to the bank when I prepare my counteroffer that I've discovered some other things that are worth noting before they blow me off and want me to pay $65,000. Although I will reiterate that it looks to me like the bank is getting sound advice with regard to the value, because if they bring this to sale and their final judgment, which I suspect is going to be about $200,000, if they bring this to sale at $65,000, I think they're going to get it sold. So another thing we're looking at is I'm always trying to find all the bad spots. So I got pictures of these. I'm not going to put them on the video, but I'm looking at the roof and I'm looking at the fascia, and I'm always trying to pay attention to this. But like I told them, we talked about it before, this house does not have any curb appeal. And what curb appeal is it means that it's not going to be one that somebody stops by because the house looks good. It's just, this house is never going to look good from the street. Let me get out here and I'll show you what I mean. See, with the flat top deck, because of the carport that was enclosed, it just does not have any curb appeal. It's the ugliest thing this side of New Jersey. Unlike the house next door, has a reasonable amount of curb appeal. So that's it for 6881. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more for later.